Good morning, everyone. We will start in 1 minute. Thank you for joining us. Morning, everyone. Again, this is Myra. I hope everyone's doing well. We have a packed agenda again, and then we have a meeting at 10:30 on a different platform to review the application, the funding application for next year. So we're going to probably try to end this meeting at 10:25 so that we can have a few minutes break before we move into the next meeting. So please add your name to the chat and the agency. I appreciate that. And we are going to move into the agenda. Today we have several guest speakers. We have the Arizona Food Bank Network. We have Ashley and Jessica joining us. And then we have the partner spotlight, BS Families and Paz de Cristo. And then we have the DES updates from Nikki. And then we have a few updates from Wildfire. And then we'll share success stories, announcements, resources. And that is pretty much it, the agenda for the day. And I have Chris, my fabulous colleague, my right hand, my left hand helping me out today as well. So Chris, if you can keep track of any questions or comments in the chat, I would appreciate that. All right, so let's move on to the next slide. All right, Ashley and Jessica.
Hi, can you hear me? I'm sorry, I'm having.
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry about that. So just a brief update from us at the Arizona Food Bank Network. For SNAP, we are getting ready for summer EBT. We're just waiting on some finalizations from ADE before we really start that campaign, which is a little different than the SNAP part of it, but we're excited that Arizona is a state that's going to be participating. So we'll know more about that for the next month's meeting. And then we are looking to kind of connect our Vista with some partners. Right now, she's been going to senior centers, and I think she's looking for partners that can kind of help explain some of the application processes a little bit better. Excuse me for one moment. I'm so sorry. I'm working from home this morning.
It's okay.
And we're kind of just we've got our advocacy day coming up on February 27th, 21st from 11:30 to 1 p.m. There's still an opportunity to register if you haven't done that. So if you'd love to join us, we'd be so happy to be there.
Your flyer posted. Can you explain to folks? I did register, by the way, so I look forward to joining you guys. Can you explain to folks, newbies like me, what exactly will happen that day? What can we do to support the effort? Should we wear our agency t-shirts? Should we bring swag? Give us a a preview of what happens that day.
Yeah, absolutely. So next week is crossover week at the state legislature. So it's a little chaotic of a week. But basically, we're kind of framing this as a lunch and learn. So if you would like to register, if you would like to wear your, shirts from your organizations, we're going to have legislators there to be meeting with people. Because getting at this point, getting meetings with them that week can be a little bit difficult. And so what we kind of wanted to do is have a setting where we're going to have speakers from 12 to 1, but then there's opportunities on either side to kind of sit with your legislators and have conversations with them. We don't necessarily have an area to bring like extra material. But if something is SNAP related, we'll always take it because we love getting that material out to as many people as possible. And especially, I think coming up here, we're going to want to send some information to the legislators kind of explaining SNAP a little bit better and how it works for those who have questions. So basically, we're just kind of there to have an overall conversation. It's with 5 other partners, and the group is called the Arizona Anti-Hunger Alliance. And so it's just kind of a good opportunity to hear from legislators, hear from people with lived experiences and all different sides of the kind of the food systems network and how we can help people.
You. Great. Any questions? Does anyone have any questions about the event? If you do, and you want to follow up with Jessica or Ashley, I have their emails and their cell phones listed on the slide, so you can follow up with them. They're doing some amazing work. So they will be joining us as a standard agenda item every month and giving us updates on what's happening in the advocacy world and sharing with us engagement opportunities. So thank you. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so Jessica mentioned the legislative session is underway. So I added a slide here if you want to sign up for updates. Or if you want to see the sessions live, I also added the link. There were 2 bills recently, I think just yesterday, Jessica, that or Monday, that were SNAP related. So it was very interesting to see things happen live, the conversations. Do you have any updates on those 2 bills or what occurred in that session, Jessica, by chance?
Yeah, I'm happy to give an update on that. So there were 2 bills heard in the House Human and Health Services Committee. The bill numbers are HB 2502 and HB 2503. 2502, it would be basically saying that work requirements, ENT, would be required in the state of Arizona. So currently Arizona is a voluntary state. It's been that way since 2019, and the state legislature is looking to push us back into being a mandatory ENT state. There's a lot of issues with this bill, specifically the able-bodied individuals that they're discussing can have children as young as 6. And so when it comes to childcare, people trying to find childcare and also participate in these ENT programs, it can be very difficult. And what it doesn't cover is a lot of times individuals who get pushed into the ENT program are missing just a few hours to be considered full-time, to be considered working and compliant. And so if they are, say you have to work 30 hours a week and they're getting 28 hours a week on average, they are required to participate in the full 20 hours of ENT, I believe. So that adds an additional load to individuals already struggling with how to manage time and work, especially since their work schedules can be inconsistent. And on top of it, Arizona and a lot of rural areas doesn't have available ENT programs. So it's just something that it's not accessible to the entire state. And then with 2503, that bill would be removing the governor or DES's ability to create waivers for able-bodied adults without dependents, AVODs, and it would move that to the state legislator. That's just kind of a really dangerous precedent to set. The state legislator doesn't necessarily understand SNAP and the waiver process, as we kind of learned from Monday's hearings. And so to remove the agency's powers to create those waivers need be, for instance, like during the pandemic, it would just put the state in a really bad place. Hope that's helpful.
Thank you. And when I send out the PowerPoint, I can also send specific information on the bills as well.
Perfect. Yeah, and I'm just saying, sorry, Laverne, ENT is employee and training. So if you don't meet your required, the federal government sets work requirements. If you don't hit those work requirements, some states have mandatory ENT where you are required to be placed in these programs. Sorry.
And I believe there was some data that Maxine from the Wildfire Office shared that is also important to share with the partners. So I will send you guys the one pager that Maxine put together. There were letters sent to the legislators. Jessica, do you have more or less a count of how many folks sent letters? I know Wildfire signed up and sent a letter.
You know, I can't speak to the letters. Are you referring to the letters that FNS sent?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So FNS sent 47 letters out last week. Those are, so that's the USDA sending them to governors in particular. So they sent out, Arizona received a letter, and basically they were form letters, and so they were a little kind of confusing if you looked at them from a state by state basis. But in Arizona, if you give me just one moment, sorry, I can pull up this information a little easier. But the gist of it is there were 3 areas that they could find states to be either within compliance or out of compliance. And when that happens, USDA can actually come down and put a plan into action to help states run their SNAP programs better. For instance, in the state of Arizona, sorry, I'm just pulling up this information very quickly. Thank you for your patience. So in the state of Arizona, the USDA found that we had an APT, which is an acceptable performance time rate of 93%. The USDA considers above 95% to be acceptable, so we were dinged on that. We had an overpayment error rate of 9.62 and an underpayment error rate of 1.77. When you add those 2 numbers up, they're supposed to be below 6. So we were also out of compliance on that. And we had a CAPER score of 44, a CAPER score of 35.92. And I can send this letter in the chat as well, because I know it's kind of hard to understand numbers when someone's just talking. But basically our CAPER performance is it's to make sure that we are checking our error rate. And so we are below what the national average, which is good. You're supposed to be below that number. And our number seems to be improving from the last time they pulled these numbers. The biggest issue is the CAPER scores are pretty accurate, but the overpayment and the APT number are from old data. This morning, the This morning, the director, I'm sorry, his name is Thomas Vilsack. He's the secretary, excuse me. He did attend a hearing. And so we kind of felt like these letters were going out to these states because they're basically trying to say we're ramping up, we're making sure that we're getting the data from the states, and we're going to be a lot more proactive on making sure that states are implementing SNAP as they should. So this year is probably going to be a big year for them, sending out a lot of information since they didn't go through data before the pandemic. Since the pandemic. So we're going to be hearing, I think, a lot of information when it comes to FNS on how states are performing within their SNAP programs. Sorry, I know that was a lot of.
I know, and I'm sorry I put you on the spot, but you did awesome. Thank you so much. And also, Jessica, if there are any SNAP related bills or discussions happening, let us know and I can send out an alert to partners. If they're interested in, watching the discussions live, there are opportunities for engagement.
That would be great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You guys are doing awesome work. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Speaking about opportunities, I saw this somehow in Facebook or in the email, but Maricopa County has a stand down event. So an opportunity to engage. There will be, I don't know, hundreds of veterans seeking housing, supportive services, connections to VA benefits, such as SNAP. So this is happening at the Arizona State Fairgrounds. So if you're interested in joining and being a provider or volunteering, they are seeking hundreds of volunteers. I will be volunteering, I think, on the second day. So if you're interested, this is a great opportunity to reach out to veterans and share information regarding SNAP and your other programs as well. All right, so as I mentioned, we have 2 SNAP partners who joined us. I know that BS Families, Deborah's going to present. Not sure we have Jackie on the line. Jackie from Paz de Cristo. If you're with us, you go first. All right. Not sure if Jackie was able to join us, but I can share a little bit about Paz de Cristo. Marina and I actually met for the first time during a site visit at Paz de Cristo in Mesa. They have an amazing campus and they provide all sorts of services to unhoused community members. They have a beautiful cafeteria. It's served a kind of restaurant style, and they recently added several outdoor showers as well. So they're doing great work, and they're excited to be a SNAP partner and participate in our events and learn what we're all doing so that her team can share information with the folks that they serve. Marina, did you want to make any comments about Paz de Cristo? We were both blown away.
No, I think you pretty much hit everything pretty much on the nail. They do provide hot meals, 3 I think it's actually every single day of the year, correct?
Yeah, it was something that we were like, what? Every single day? Yeah, we were like, what? It's amazing.
Yeah, they just have they're also going to be adding employment assistance. They provide computers where clients can come in and do some job searching. So they're doing great things. If you haven't already been there, I would definitely get in contact with Jackie, check it out, refer your clients there if, you know, they are in that direct area, if they are needing that assistance. So this would be a great opportunity in these monthly partner calls to connect with each other, learn about the services that each other provides in your areas. So yeah, just, you know, welcome to Paz de Cristo and to Bia's family.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All
Myra.
right. Bia's families. I think Deborah will be presenting on behalf of Bia's families. They sent a PowerPoint that I will share afterwards when I send the video recording to everyone. So you will have their information.
Good morning. I too am working from home. Unless you want to see a dog running and then breakfast, I'll keep my camera off and try to keep it as quiet as I can. My son is nonverbal autistic, so you may hear some noises, but I'm sorry. I'll just give you that
No
disclaimer.
need to apologize. No need to apologize, Deborah. I have
With
3
him,
dogs, so
I never
hear you.
know. He can be very, even though he's nonverbal, he can be very vocal. So if that does happen, I'll let you guys know. And
No problem
sorry
at
about
all.
that. But
We can consider him part of the Snap family.
okay. Well, good
He's your
morning.
co-presenter,
He
Deborah.
is. He's sitting here eating an orange and Pop-Tarts right now. So while he's waiting on his breakfast to be served, the other part. But anyways, good morning, everybody. So I wasn't I'll just give you an overview, a very quick overview of the great things that are happening at Bia's Families. We are located in South Phoenix. Our focus is on serving individuals that are underserved and underrepresented. And so our vision aligns with the SNAP wildfire, and we are excited that we have this opportunity to make more indelible marks in our community. We are a behavioral health clinic, but we have 9 programs within that clinic. I was going to share the PowerPoint, but I'll just talk. I think that'll be sufficient. And then as you said, you'll send that information afterwards. So you guys will have it. One of our, I guess, because we have expanded so quickly, our focus is on our peer support groups. In addition to, we have an LGBTQ partnership. We are allies. Our team is very diverse. We offer groups and support networks for we initially started out with 13 to 18, but we have transposed that to those that are in the geriatric age to help address some of those needs and services, providing them with obviously the SNAP wildfire supports. We're HEA Plus certified, in addition to providing counseling and therapy and a support network for individuals who need more assistance and just some community resources to help with isolation. And we know that during COVID, that really took a hold of a lot of people feeling isolated. So we were able to make a lot of friends. I call our members friends. We were able to make a lot of friends within the community and then offer services and support. One of our most recent endeavors is our Helping Grant, and I really want to get that information out as well. We have partnered with the Department of Child Services through their Concrete Resources program, and we're providing families with $1,000 to help them get back on track. But there's a catalyst. There's only 4 areas that the $1,000 can be applied to, and that would be the mental health component, trade school, auto repair, or assisting with a child's dental needs. So we've had lots of families submit invoices for their children's their child's braces or any orthodontic needs or just basic dental care, mental health services where they're underinsured and not able to pay the full amount. So this $1,000 has been very helpful in getting, oh my God, a plethora of our families back on track. And it is open to anyone within the community. So it's not, initially it was specific to I think it was 8 zip codes, but they have opened that up to any family that is in need. Their mission is to help, our mission, I'm sorry, is to help those individuals that would have just, I'm going to be quite frank rather, if they are having trouble getting their kids to school because their car doesn't run, or to a doctor's appointment that is, very necessary, medically necessary. So we're trying to help omit some of the challenges or things that are impeding them in getting to provide those services and care for their family. Those are some of our few of the programs that we have. And then lastly, I wanted to speak about our empowerment housing. We have transitional short-term housing solutions for individuals that are, again, trying to get their lives back on track. They do have to follow some of the, I guess I don't want to call them rules, but some of the initiatives within the house. And then our hope is that our program is designed that they be employed within 30 days. And then having the ability to save with the pad. So our hope is by the time they transition into their permanent housing, that they will have first and last month's rent, and then also have acquired the money for the deposit. So our goal is to help them transition successfully with minimal challenges. We know life shows up and you just have those, but to help them and fostering those supports. So our newfound partnership with Snap Wildfire is totally in alignment with our vision, because we know that a lot of our families have food insecurity. And so the individuals that we serve, have food insecurity. So we want to be sure that we're servicing them in all the areas by which they need our help. And so I did not go over all of our programs just for the sake of time, but you will see them in our slides. We currently are contracted with the majority of the MCOs, with the exception of United Healthcare and Health Choice. Those are the only two. But we're open and we don't have a waiting list currently. However, we are, I am excited. I'm just overjoyed. I did not anticipate our growth to happen so fast, but this is what we wanted, and this is what we're committed to in providing those services and supports for families. So I hope that I answered or provided enough information for you guys. I wasn't initially going to be on this meeting, but our CEO is not, she's not feeling well this morning. So I jumped on the call and I hope I provided the information that was necessary for this.
You did great, Deborah. No doubt about it. You did
Okay.
great. Thank you.
So
And
thank
we'll
you
send
so
out the
much.
PowerPoint. So I just wanted to add one more thing that I saw in the slide that I wanted to share. It says, we made history by being one of the first BIPOC, which is Black, Indigenous, People of Color, agencies in Arizona to ever be awarded the Healthy Families contract. So congratulations to you
Do you guys
guys.
hear the drums rolling and all the applause behind
Well,
that?
actually, it's not you guys, it's you ladies. It's a
Yes.
team of fearless ladies running the agency.
Yes, it's 3 of us and we work cohesively together to hold this thing together. And I'm very proud of the work that we're doing. We have seen this brings tears to my eyes, but we've seen significant impacts within our community. We have a lot of success stories. We also have a lot of people that are still working toward their personal goals, and that is okay. So as you can hear, I'm very passionate about the work that we're doing. And I couldn't ask for a better team. So please take a look at the PowerPoint. I did provide our information in the chat. However, I didn't provide my phone number, and I'll do so now, and an email address in case anyone has any additional questions or comments. Thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you. And we look forward to working with you, and congratulations again
Thank
to you and Paz de Cristo.
Yes, thank you to them as well.
And I hope Rabia feels better. And we're moving on to DES updates. Nikki or Adele?
Hello, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Buenos
Um,
dias.
the what's changed highlights for the week of February the 5th. So FA Systems has automated the process for the mid-approval contact for budgetary units assigned to a 36-month approval period. The policy located at FAA 6.A02A.02 titled NA 36-month approval period MAC requirement has been removed from the CNAP manual. The process for the 36-month MAC requirement has been automated. It aligns with the MAC process for the 12-month and the 24-month approval period MAC requirements. The 36-month MAC requirement information has been added to the policy located at FAA 6.A02A titled NA Mid-Approval Contact MAC. For more information, see FAA 1.D01C titled Elderly Simplified Application Project or ESAP and FAA 6.A02A titled NA Mid-Approval Contact. I know that that's probably a lot more than what's normally on there, but it's just regarding those mid-approval period times where the applicant or the participant needs to contact us to let us know if whether or not any changes have occurred. And for those that are elderly, it's a simplified process, so they're allowing for a greater amount of time between those periods. So that's really all that was about. Just wanted to kind of clarify a little bit of that, but we have return mail procedural updates that have been done, and that has already been implemented, but basically that's just for our own information here at FAA. Nothing to be concerned about necessarily for participants. Actually, the change is that beforehand, if the client had not contacted us or the participant had not contacted us to let us know that they had moved, then that could result in a negative action on their benefits. But now that's changed. And so once it is that we've received return mail, basically we don't make contact again or make any changes until either that MAC approval period or renewal, or when the client or the applicant actually contacts us to report that change. The Deaf Services Unlimited or DSU does not provide in-person interpreting services. And then for more information regarding that, FAA 1.C01M titled Right to Request Translation Services has been added to the policy. FAA staff must refer any of the following humanitarian parolees to one of the FAA refugee units during their first 12 calendar months in the United States. Cuban and Haitian entrants, Ukrainian refugees that qualify as reunification, Afghan parolees that qualify as reunification. And that's typically not something that we would see on these meetings, just because it is primarily cash applicants that go to the refugee units. However, they can apply for the nutrition assistance sometimes. And so that's why I just felt like maybe we could put that there. Note to qualify as reunification, the participant's relationship with the Ukrainian refugee or Afghan parolee who entered the United States before 9/30 must be verified as one of the following: either a parent, a spouse, or child. Just a little bit more on that. All other humanitarian parolees do not qualify for refugee services and are not processed by a refugee unit. For more information about the policy and procedures for referring participants to the FAA refugee unit, see FAA 2.D03 titled Refugee Resettlement Program or RRP referrals. For more information about the policy and procedures for processing humanitarian parolees, see FAA 3.D06B titled Qualified Non-Citizens. Okay. And urgent bulletin emailed on 2/2 informed staff of the procedure. 129/24 clarification cash restored benefits. Again, that's cash related, so just had to put that there, but we don't need to really go into that. On 122, there was a change to the mileage standard for 2024, and that's an annual change at 67 cents per mile for business purposes and 21 cents per mile for medical purposes. There was a change, and that was regarding the race and ethnicity data collection, which we had talked about previously. And then a clarification, identifiable application address requirements. When the participant does not have a valid residential or mailing address, then mail must be sent to a USPS general delivery location. And so for those applicants or participants that are homeless and they don't have a regular place that they stay, the BESs or the benefit eligibility specialists are supposed to help them with getting that set up to where the mail is sent to the general delivery mailboxes of the U.S. Postal Services. On 1.8, looks like there's a clarification, work requirement, good cause reasons. When a participant states that they have a good cause reason for not meeting work requirements, it needs to be discussed as to the situation with the participant, and that needs to be documented with a good cause reason. And that the clarification would be budgeting Social Security benefits using Solki. And that's just one of the systems that we use for verification of income. And that was sent to staff. And then here it is our minimum NA allotments table. And that looks like it may need to be updated. It looks like it's as of 2022. So I'll get that updated for you,
Thank
Myra,
you.
but that looks like that's it for me.
All right, awesome. Thank you. I know it's a lot. So thank you for covering all of that. And yes, please send me any updates that you may have.
No problem. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions for Nikki? You can always follow up with her, but if you have any questions, feel free to unmute or any comments. Thank you again. And helpful resources is a standard slide that we have. Nikki referred to the CNAP manual. I do not know what the acronym CNAP means. Nikki, do you happen to know?
Now that you put me on the spot, it is the Cash and Nutrition Assistance Program Manual. I
Yeah,
remembered.
okay.
Whew.
I have to remember that Cash and Nutrition Assistance Program Manual. Okay, so it's all those FAA sections that Nikki referred to is all in the CNAP manual. And here's the link to the support team and DES as well. So these are resources we share on a monthly basis. Thank you again, Nikki. All right. Updates from Wildfire. Friendly reminder, please, please, please send your reports, program and fiscal reports by the 10th of the month. Here is the link. Chris did a wonderful video demonstration on how to complete your reports in the Cognito portal. So again, if you have not submitted reports, please, we're gonna start stalking you. So please send your reports in. If your report is going to be late, just, send us an email, let us know. And if you have not submitted a report, you cannot submit, let's say you did not submit October, November, December, you cannot submit one report for all three. It has to be an individual report for each month. If you need assistance, reach out to us and we can do a one-on-one technical assistance with you to go over it. Sometimes there are staffing changes, we understand that, and we will work with you. Chris, did you have any comments about the reports?
No, I don't think so. If we have time, I just wanted to see if anybody had any major concerns or if anybody's having trouble with it, speak now. I don't think we haven't seen too many come through on the email, but if there are problems, let me know. And then, like Myra said, if you're getting in by this deadline, then you're going to get reimbursed in a timely manner, but if not, then it's going to get delayed. So make sure that you're paying attention to that 10th of the month deadline, the previous month's activities.
Yeah, and if you happen to submit and you realize there's an error, just shoot us an email and we can open up the portal for you fairly quickly. So don't worry if you make a mistake, just let us know. All right, consumer surveys, just a little reminder, the consumer surveys, hopefully everyone was able to get the consumer surveys out. If not, you still have time, I'm still collecting them. We had, big kudos to everyone, we had so far 362 consumer surveys submitted. And let's see, who are top? And I can send you information in terms of how many surveys were completed by agencies. So the top agencies right now, Empowerment, Ascend, Astor, Tempe Community Action, Nogales, and Old Town Mission. Those are our top performing agencies. So for you guys who are competitive, you know, there's still time. So please, if you haven't gotten the surveys out, please do so or reach out to me if you need any assistance. Community assisters, I know the text is really tiny in this slide, so I apologize, but the links are the important thing. In the previous meeting, there was a discussion about training and how to be certified or just trained in how to fill out the SNAP application. We're still working with GES to try to identify someone who can do the training, a subject matter expert. But in the meantime, I wanted to share with you what the process is to become a CPAO program. And you have to fill out the application and for the agency and the individual. So check that out. I strongly suggest everyone look into this. This is a great certification to have. And it may help you not only help the consumers, the community residents more effectively, but also just strengthen the tools that your agency offers the community. Marina, any comments on the training? We're still working on it, I know.
Yeah, so we're still looking for the right subject matter expert to help. So I believe Nikki and I are going to be scheduling a meeting soon to discuss this further. So once we do have some more information, we'll be sharing.
Awesome. But in the meantime, check this out. There's very, very, very good information in terms of what are the steps. All right, SNAP Day in May. We have a planning committee. Thank you so much for the volunteers. I set up a meeting for Monday. However, Monday is a holiday and I think most people are off. So let me know if we need to reschedule that. And the way everyone can help is we are looking for meeting locations. I recall when I visited Astor Aging in Mesa, they had a fabulous, huge multi-purpose room. When I visited Flagstaff, I think it was North Country. I know one of the agencies up in Flagstaff is huge and they had a big multi-purpose room as well. So we're planning to do two events, one in Central to be determined where, and Northern. So if you have any recommendations for locations, for venues that can accommodate at least 100 people, possibly more, in a couple of breakout rooms. There are a lot of faith-based organizations, community organizations that have meeting rooms. So we're trying to keep a tight budget. So I'm open to exploring any venues you may want to recommend. We're also looking for workshop trainers, suggestions on topics and keynote speakers. So feel free, you don't have to be on the planning committee to make recommendations. You can just email me and I'll share it with the team. All right, so we're looking forward to SNAP Day in May. And FRAC, the National Anti-Hunger Policy Conference, just really quickly, there was a lot of activity regarding the FRAC, and we had a handful of agencies who submitted budget modifications to attend the FRAC conference. This year we will have a very big group representing Arizona at the FRAC conference in Washington. They also have scholarships. So again, I want to encourage everyone, if you're planning on attending the FRAC conference, even though you may have funding in your budget, for the FRAC conference, I encourage everyone to apply for the scholarship, which will cover registration. Any questions on FRAC? It's a funny word because people think of fracking, but it's an awesome conference, and many of you have attended in the past. So we'll also be working with the Arizona Food Bank with Jessica and Ashley for Lobby Day, which is the third day. So we look forward to everything that's happening, and I hear it's one of the largest conferences in terms of food insecurity. So thank you all. And then a little news spotlight. Again, this is something I happen to see. Actually, Kelly, Wildfire's executive director, shared this with me that 20 states were selected to participate in the 2024 SNAP ET State Institute, and Arizona is one of them. So kudos to Arizona. And as this kind of rolls out, we will share more information about this, but we wanted to make sure that we shared this with everyone. All right, let's go. 10:16. So we're doing very well on time. So the FY25 application will be released on Monday, correct, Chris? Or are we going to release today?
Yeah, we're aiming for Monday.
Okay, cool. So the SNAP application, it's all on Cognito, and Chris has done an amazing job pulling it all together. Everything will be in one place, so you don't have 6, 7 different files. Budget modifications will be done on Cognito, so it's going to be really awesome. And we're going to review, when I say we, I mean Chris. He's going to review the application. So that is happening at 10:30. And that session is for existing partners, and it's also open to the public. I sent out about 50 or so emails to different organizations. We're seeking new partners. So if you know of a partner in the community who may benefit from this program, please invite them. We will continue to share the video with partners as they're identified. So this is not the only opportunity today to review the application. If needed, we can do another technical assistance session. And the applications are due March 31st, 5 p.m. So the meeting at 10:30 will be on Teams. Here's information to join. And we will send out the video. And to wrap up, it's Black History Month. So in honor of Black History Month, I shared some information from the USDA. I have a blog and a video that highlights ways to ensure zip codes no longer define life expectancy, and that everyone in this country is set up to thrive. So we can all agree on that. And I wanted to spotlight, I'm a big Food Network nerd, so to speak. So here are some fabulous chefs. So again, let's celebrate Black History Month and support our community to thrive. And that is it. Thank you all for participating. Another feature we're adding as a standard is there's a survey for feedback that we've put together. We welcome your feedback. It's not mandatory. Feel free to complete the monthly feedback survey. The link is here, and we also have a QR code. So again, feel free to share comments, recommendations, and feedback. And that's it for today. Part 2 will begin at 10:30. Marina, did you have any comments to add before we wrap up?
No, I think another great meeting. Thank you so much for having the partners, share their information today. I love this spotlight. So I look forward to learning more about the other services that you all provide. So looking forward to that. But thank you all so much, and we'll definitely see you on the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks. We'll see you soon.
Myra, are you still around?
Yes, I am.
So it seems that Adele and I didn't actually get the monthly SNAPO meeting invite.
Let me check that because Marina said that she had it on. I sent her, she had it on for 9:30. She had 2 calendar entries for 9:30. Doesn't make any sense, but
So
let
what
me,
ended up happening, Myra, was one was an old, I believe it was a Teams invite. And then the new one, I had 2 for the 10:30. So I only remember, if you remember, I had sent you a screenshot. I didn't have this meeting on there, so you had to resend it.
yes, I did.
No, right. And I received it, and that's how I was able to share it with Nikki.
Oh, okay, yeah,
But for some
let me,
reason, Nikki and Adele didn't get it.
okay,
No, thank goodness.
let me check the email where I sent it and see what was happening with that.
Thank goodness I was
able
talking
to-
to Marina. I was able to join because of that, but I just want to make sure for next month that we have it.
Okay, I will make sure I get on that. I apologize. I don't know what happened.
No problem.
Myra, are you able to send the?
Oh, just to give you a heads up, I wasn't invited either today. I'm Jody.
Judy?
And Jody, one of their supervisors, Jody Rizzuto. So I
Yeah,
had to get-
yes, I recall that name. It's on the email list. Let me check my email master list.
yeah, I got one for 10:30 today, but I didn't get this one.
Okay,
That was my concern as well. I think what's happening is it's coming across as an email without. I'll have to look back, but it
oh
looks
yes,
different.
it is, I'm sorry for interrupting. It's an email and then the invite is in the body. So it will not appear in your calendar unless you add it. So I need to just send it as a calendar invite.
Yes, I would appreciate that. I think.
Yeah, I think the reason I
For you
changed
two?
it, the
Yeah.
reason I changed it was in the beginning, last October, we had 375 names on the master list, and people were complaining that they didn't want to receive the email, the calendar invites. It was clogging up their calendars. So we cleaned up the list and said, we're moving to Cognito. The old list is going to be, put away. If you want to receive the email incognito, there's a function where you can list all the staff and click yes if you want to receive emails. So now we have about 175 people. So maybe now that we've cleaned up the list, I'll go back to doing it in the calendar. So I apologize for that.
No, that would be great. I think that probably works better for us because we receive everything as a calendar invite on the state
Gotcha.
side.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to make sure that we're on these calls.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. That will
Yeah,
be
of course.
corrected.
And
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for bringing that to my attention as well. I thought I was the only one. So thank you, Nikki and Jody. We'll make sure that you do have those
Yes, yes,
invites.
thank you. I will take care of that.
Perfect. Thanks, Myra. We'll see you on
Thank
the
you.
10:30 call.
All right, have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, and just to clarify, Myra, I wanted to make sure that policy knew that they don't have to be on the application review meeting.
Okay, do they know that or?
Yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about this morning.
Okay,
So,
all right.
yeah, I was letting her know that for some reason there was a time difference. It looked like the partner call was going to be at 10:30 not the partner review or the application review.
I know
So
you
there was
you
a little-
showed me that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you showed me that in
there
your
was a little
calendar.
confusion.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
how that happened because I checked with Chris and his calendar was fine and mine, I don't know.
I
All
don't know.
right.
The Google gremlins got us. So,
Oh my God. All right. Thank you,
all right, no
Marina.
problem.
All
We'll
right.
see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.